My name is Daniel Vandiver and I'm the Communications Director for Navajo Technical University. I'd like to welcome you to the grand opening of our academic building at our Chinle instructional site. Under normal circumstances, we'd be joined together in celebration of the progress our Chinle site has made over the past 14 years, which is a history built off of hard work and determination. But for the safety of us all, we're coming to you virtually from Crown Point, Chinle, Albuquerque, and Phoenix. Today is an important day for NTU, but it's also an important day for the Chinle community, the state of Arizona, and the Navajo Nation. Our 20,000 square foot academic building will serve as our foothold into the state of Arizona and will catalyze our site into a branch campus. As we grow into this new phase of our life, we will also grow new academic programs, new infrastructure, and expand the Navajo Nation's horizon to be inclusive of economic and academic opportunities. With this opening, possibility is endless. So without further ado, we welcome you.
Hello everybody, my name is Wyoming Cook and I'm a senior at Central High School in Phoenix, Arizona. And today I will be singing the national anthem for you in Navajo. Yash Bada food negot Donald if you're gonna hit no do besant this food na it it's up when the so then it make it in the town the back Ako pinanada Batin dalonde Eyepe nasi hasin On the ground nasi sosinde Oh, she is so listening, go down at all. I hold on, Nikki Kaya, big you God was no hands bleed. Yeah.
Hello and good afternoon. My name is Marvin Nez, Controlling Manager of Nez FCI. Kia ani enshlan toge e bashishin toge linie yada shinale. Kachi ninet otene yada shinche with Iden enshlan. I wanted to talk a little bit about the 2,000 or 20,000 square foot instructional building that we've recently built out in Chinle for Navajo Technical University. And the type of delivery method that was used for this project was construction manager at risk, meaning that we were hired on early in the pre-construction phase, along with the team, which is IDSA, the architect for this particular project and the owner, and in helping them arrive to a GMP, which is the guaranteed maximum price. And soon after, we were hired on as the GC for this particular project. We were the general contractor and brought on and broke out this project into several phases, 3 to be exact, and then there were some other additionals, but the 3 main ones. The first one was, of course, the pre-construction. The second was the site work with the infrastructure, and then thirdly was the actual building itself. Were there challenges with the project? Yes, there's always challenges with any construction project or any project. However, having a great team, we were able to overcome some of these challenges. And the team includes NTU, and then our architects as well, IDSA, Tamara Begay and her team, along with us, communicating and navigating through and trying to get the RFIs answered as quickly as possible, and of course, working with the authorities having jurisdiction, which include the Navajo Tribal Utility Authority, water resources from the Navajo Nation, and the Navajo Nation Fire Department, and then other agencies, entities like Frontier, as well as Navajo EPA. So all of those, there was some challenges, but like I say, we managed to work through them. I believe land withdrawal, it didn't really pose a problem. NTU did their homework prior, and but towards the end there, of phase 2, which is the site work, we needed to get some right-of-ways in place, and Ms. Bo Benally, or Lena Benally, was crucial in those efforts to help us obtain these right-of-ways so we can get the infrastructure portion of the project in and keep us on schedule. Now, for the on how we're feeling about near completion, just ecstatic about the project. First off, just thank you to Dr. Guy and his leadership and staff at NTU for having us as the CMGC to be a part of this team. And we've done several projects and continue to do projects on Navajo in education and higher education. So us participating, anything that we can contribute to the Navajo Nation's youth and getting their education in place for the next step of education, which is higher education and ultimately hitting the job force. So anything that we can help to make these buildings comfortable. There's always the HVAC aspect of a building, of course the architecture, and again it's a beautiful building. The speech was given the other day about it being the cornerstone, and we're just blessed to have partaken in this project. And thank you to IDSA, thank you to NTU, and of course, last but not least, thanks to our team. And as always, thank you to the Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you.
My name is Theodore Edekai, and I am an architect here at Indigenous Design Studio Plus Architecture. We incorporated culture within this building's design from the small scale up to the large scale. And so we did that in as many places as we could, but where it started out with in the design process is we looked at how is the building oriented within the community itself. How is it relating to the different views, the directions, the sun movements, and the canyon de Chelly, which is a very important landform in Navajo culture. Next from there, we looked at how is this building telling a story of Navajo creation stories and emergence. How is this building looking like it's growing up out of the ground, recognizing that this is the first building on this new 38-acre site. And lastly, just looking at the idea of protection and nurture. thinking about how students and staff are going to be coming here, and we want to nurture that kind of intellect that they're growing within this campus, and looking at how this building can become that place where it's going to provide for the staff and students, and even bridging over into how we use different building materials with sustainability and high performance building skin. Well, all these ideas that we took from Navajo design and planning, we really tried to blend those with contemporary ideas of design and tried to make this building something that's going to really catch the eye as you're driving past it on the road, but also something that's going to become a beacon for Navajo Technical University to point to and say, this is how we're moving our staff and students into the next generation, and how it's going to really show people that NTU can provide world-class facilities not only within the region, but on the Navajo Nation and throughout the country. And part of that was just trying to show how we can do really great things with the expression of the building. So how we started to do that was by looking at the building materials and the exterior. And part of the building, we have this aluminum composite panel system, which is a rain screen system. And in architectural terms, it means that it's really shading the building skin, and it's going to perform really well. But at the same time, we really tried to make that system emulate Canyon de Chelly and the rock layers, as if you're standing on the inside of the canyon. You're looking up at these walls and you feel the sense of scale, and you feel these striations and patterning in the rock, and that's what we wanted this building to feel like. And lastly, another unique feature about this building is just this great double height space that we have as kind of the centerpiece of this whole building design. And when you walk into the building, you feel welcomed, and you feel like, again, that concept of nurturing within this new building. But this space is really comfortable because of the lighting that we have. This space has these angled walls and this perforated metal screening, which on the inside cuts out all the glare and is great for the lighting performance. But when you're on the outside of the building and you're driving past, or somebody's standing outside, it really creates this dynamic movement of rhythm and motion and harmony that kind of guides your eye up towards the sky.
Yat Tamar Begay and She, Nai Kaiden and She, Kia Ani Bashichin, Ashida Chaneli, Tohuglini Dashiche. Hello, my name's Tamara Begay, and I am the principal in charge and founder and owner of Indigenous Design Studio Plus Architecture. I am originally from Ayambato, which is about 50 miles east of Gallup, New Mexico. Grew up there, and I went to Gallup High, and then I went to the University of New Mexico to receive my undergrad and master's degree in architecture. So this is really exciting for the firm. We are 8 years old. We are also 100% Navajo women-owned architectural and planning firm, and our firm is 100% Indigenous staff. The only firm, not just in the country but in the world, that we do have a whole 100% Indigenous staff that works on numerous projects, not just throughout Navajo, but throughout the country. Well, in 2015, IDSA was hired by NTU to complete a master plan for their new 35-acre site in Chinle, Arizona. So the process was unique. We did use Navajo planning principles as a guideline, and as well as the community participatory planning process that IDSA uses, which includes looking at working with the local community, and then also looking at embracing a lot of the community members, the staff, and the faculty throughout the process. During that process, we basically just listen to the client, and part of that process is they're going to tell us stories about the community, about what they want the campus to be, some of the history, the culture, the language and traditions around the whole campus. Our part for the campus master plan was just to listen, and we actually come up with a vision and a mission statement based off of the participants' words. So our mission that we came up with NTU by just listening to their stories was to create a state of our campus that embraces the new resilient community culture through Dene philosophy, and a lifelong learning that will foster the Navajo tradition, their pride, sustainability, technology, and economic development, really at the heart of Chinle and the Navajo Nation. So that was really the mission that we worked with by listening to the stories of the students, the faculty, and community to come up with the master plan. And since this master plan is going to be really the seed for all the future buildings, which is going to be really important for the process. So along with coming up with the mission statement, we started with the site analysis. We also looked at infrastructure. We looked at the existing communities, all part of our process, to get as much data and information that we can to start looking at concepts. We came up with 3 concepts. The 3 concepts included the canyon, the mesa, and the river concept. So these 3 concepts were specific to a lot of the stories that we heard for the campus master plan. With those 3 concepts, NTU decided to select several, which included the river as well as the mesa and as well as the canyon. There was 3 significant aspects of each of those that they wanted to include as part of the overall campus master plan. The campus master plan, if you look at it in terms of scale, site planning, location, you start to see the evolution of some of the history that you see in Chinle, which is the Canyon de Chelly. You start looking at the river concept, where the river flows into the campus, and the center part and the nodes are part of the seed of growing NTU. So you'll see that in the landscaping components. And the master plan was, again, 35 acres, and that included the first classroom building on site, which is a 20,000 square foot facility, administrative building, as well as a student service center, childcare, a vendor's market, an amphitheater, a traditional Navajo hogan, apartments, dormitories, townhomes, gym, and trades. So all of this really connected to the mission of NTU Campus Master Plan. Again, here at IDSA, we take on more of this indigenous knowledge of how we used to design our Navajo communities and indigenous communities a long time ago, and that was really part of this community participatory planning process, that we listened to everyone's individual stories about what this campus master plan could be, their vision, what they wanted to do for the students, for the community. All of that also embedded things in terms of economic development. How can we build economic development in the community with this new campus master plan and this single building? And it's going to even evolve today. Some of the goals were to make a campus that was also secure, make a campus that really united the community, also looking at having a community and a master plan that had sustainable components. Sustainable components included PV locations, as well as looking at designing buildings that can really embrace the sun and warm up the building during the winter months. And then looking at areas on the campus master plan where students can take classrooms outdoors. There's a lot of studies out there that when you go outdoors and learn and really be at one in the environment, students have a better learning ability and can embrace a lot of that teaching skills when they're outside. So we hope that NTU can really evolve this master plan to what it should be. We always want to go back to what was designed and what it was planned for, and it was really a campus and a master plan for NTU, the people in the community in Chinle.
My name is Jan Tafria, and I was the project manager and project architect on this project. NTU did what we like our clients to do. They organized a project design team, which was great because it's great to work with a team. It keeps the process smoother, and they kept the team consistent, which is great because they know all the background to the project, and that helps to keep it moving. But what they also did was they got several different areas of the university to participate. So we had the user group and the director with Arlena, and we had somebody that represented the students, Adina's students. We had the professors that were going to work in the building and use the facilities and knew what they wanted. And we also had Tony Major. So all the people working together, they were able to make decisions on how we would move forward. And we had lively discussions about what was needed and what we needed to put in and what, because we had a lot of ideas. We had a ton of ideas for this project. But we had to narrow it down so that it would fit in the 20,000 square foot building that you see today. And the building does represent their values. We went over them during the master planning process. During master planning, that's how we came up with the concept for the master plan. We had several sketches, we threw around ideas, and the one that we decided on is where you see the building today, and that starts the growth for the rest of their campus there. One of the major portions of master planning was the establishment of a vision, the mission statement, and what did we base it on. And they had a lot of items that they wanted to include in it, and as we narrowed it down, we also included their principles that for the school itself, which is thinking, planning, life, and achievement. And their philosophy is that any student is able to learn and study and achieve. So we had that thought process in mind as we were designing the facility and how it would flow with the students in it and the instructors, and that it would be a great place to learn, think, experience life, and achieve their goals, because this is just the start of their education.
In 2006, Dr. Guy, wanted a site, wanted an instructional site here in Chinle, so we can offer opportunities to provide education to local community members and surrounding towns. And we started out this university, this college here back then with 5 classes and 30 students. We got the college going in 4 months with a little over $15,000. $15,000 was, what we had to start this. $15,000, and 14 years later, this is what we have. That is what we have. We also had an opportunity to meet a wonderful family here who had donated land. Again, the Gorman family, thank you very much. And this property that we are sitting on, that we are standing on right now, extends all the way out to where those tires are. And we have 38.06 acres. And we had decided to build this campus here because we were running out of space. We had partnered with, when we first started, we partnered with the Chinle Unified School District, Quincy Nate, Doug Kloschke, and some of the other leaders, you know, here, Joy, Gloria, you know. So all of you were a big part of this. It is the community, the students, you know, that drove us to this level. They are the ones, you know, who came to us because we provided that education to them. And when we provided that education to them, we had changed many lives here in Chinle. We have graduated thousands, over 1,000 students. All of these students here did not have that opportunity when we weren't even here in the area. These students were afraid to go out to Phoenix. And this is what they were waiting for. This is why we came over. We said, let us help you.
I am honored to be on the board for Navajo Technical University. What an honor. I see education from a whole different realm. I was K-12 for 40 years and left the district as an associate superintendent. Was the principal of 6 schools in the district and also brought them out of underperforming to performing and performing plus. We don't just want mediocre, want the best. Let's give them the best. This is the best. Let's keep going. Our vice president said, it looks like maybe a compound could be developed. Yes, let's develop that. We have the Gorman family, Foster Gorman. His dad said, talk to Foster. And Dr. Guy talked to Foster. And he said, use it. They said, use it for the use of education. Make it happen. And it happened. So, yeah, Chinle, you know. We have, this is a good situation with the hospital there, housing, the schools, and we need to nurture them, Chinle. Attend the meetings, know what's going on with council delegates, with our representatives. Talk to them. What are the needs? Yes, we're in COVID, but what do? We cannot just stay in it. We're going to have to be educated about it. So with that kind of knowledge and intents, we were able to path forward. And I want to thank you for coming, and you gave up time to come hear some great speeches, some invigorating leadership about, you know, applauding our university. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, board. We really have a wonderful opportunity to say, okay, what's next? Let's do it for Navajo Technical University.
When I was listening into the songs and the prayers this morning, I could not help but recall the 4 elements in what I was taught. Nesahakes, Nahata, Ina, Sihasen. Those 4 basic principles is taught at home. It was taught to me at home by my grandmother Lorraine, the late Lorraine Ta. And then with my parents, with my mom and Mike Che, Edward Ta. And then again, when I went to college, university, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, again, those 4 basic elements were put in my head and remembered, recalled. And I heard that this morning again. In my perspective, where I'm sitting, and I'm looking at the building, I see 2 eyes and a mouth. And I see her tears. So in the way that the medicine man prayed and sung this morning is bringing life to the building, giving her a personality, breathing life into her, making her welcome more knowledge, more information, more students in her loving arms. With that, that is still part of this whole event today and how I'm thinking from here on out is just the basic principle of moving forward in progress. So I sincerely appreciate this opportunity. I support NTU, I support Dannett College and all the TCUs in Arizona and the United States. I do believe that NTU is one of 4 TCUs in Arizona, and any effort to support tribal universities and colleges is very important as we teach our culture, our philosophy, and our language, the foundation of who we are. So thank you very much and have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You know, like in the airports. The airports, you know how they sell their dry goods and all that stuff, like chips and whatever. So we can have somebody, you know, selling, we station here that can sell all those dry goods and all that.
Navajo beef jerky.
No,